Howdy everybody, how y'all doing? Well, as you know, one of my favorite things to do is to ponder. And today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind. It's not something new, but something you just you work through every so often, right? Now, what I'm talking about is, as a punk, self-defined punk, right? I mean, it's in the name, punk waddle, right? Well, there's a lot of people that say that punks are gonna be, how would you say, an independent thinker, or somebody who is anti-disestablishmentarianistic, or, I know, it's a big word, right? I should get some kind of credit for it. But you know what I mean. It's, the whole, I do what I want, right? That sort of thing. Well, I mean, that's kind of true. There's definitely a sense of individuality that, kind of, I don't know, gets ingrained in a person, or the opposite would be to say that the people pleaser side gets burnt out so much that they just stop using that muscle, so to speak, right? And I don't know, this idea that all it is just to care about yourself, you know, and just do what you want and do what you value, which to a certain extent is actually somewhat healthy, right? The idea that you're not foregoing your own needs and being honest with yourself about what you actually need is really important. But this whole idea of saying that I'm gonna do what I want despite you, in spite of you, to prove to you that I can be me and you can't tell me what to do. I mean, that's just way too much energy. I mean, in all fairness, I would say that's just another form of being petty, which, let me tell you, there's an abundance of that, so I don't think I want to spend the energy of my life living out that whole thing. It's just the thought of it is exhausting, right? No, what I'm talking about is this whole trying to figure out how to be yourself and the authentic you, right? And that's pretty hard, very difficult, when there's so many people trying to tell you what you think, what you should care about, what you should value. And it's really easy to become somebody that you believe in that isn't you, right? Somebody that you believe is doing the things that matter, that you believe is doing the things that you care about because, well, you're caught up in a whole sway and a whole ideology, right? So much that you can convince yourself that that's what you want. And then someday you're really tired and you crash and you realize, I mean, all these things are valuable and all these things matter, but maybe you've lost sight of what you actually want in life, right? And that's a big deal. Yeah. Yeah. As a punk, I've had to go through all of these stages, right? Maybe I started off as a people pleaser, trying to, you know, trying to make everybody happy, and then pretty much realized that that's impossible, so I should care about the things that matter to me, right? But the one thing I want to actually focus on before I start rambling forever is this whole idea of I'm not going to change for anybody, right? Like, I'm sure we've all had the stories, the learning, the rite of passage, whether it's junior high or high school, or the perpetual nature that life has become of that never-ending, yeah, nobody ever graduated sort of thing. Yep. It is a whole... I don't want to just change for somebody else arbitrarily. But then, the whole idea of you change because you realize something is important. Because there's something that you value, right? Whether it be something you learned about, a people group, maybe it's just by sharing, I don't know, life, spending time with somebody else, that you learn about what matters to them, because that person becomes important to you. All of a sudden, these things that never really mattered to you become important. I think that's really how we grow and develop as people, right? How we actually learn to care about things instead of reading a textbook or reading a tweet and, trying to find the right words that match up with it just to show the world that we care. I don't care about any about that. I care about being something, doing something that impacts those around me, right? In a positive way. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in what matters to you, right? And then forget that there's all those other people that, well, they might rely on you or expect things out of you. Not because they expect things that you aren't, but they expect things that you are. And, well, sometimes even with the weight of that, doing something for somebody else isn't a bad thing at all, right? Doesn't mean you're changing who you are. It's just showing somebody else what's important. So, guess that's all I really have to say. I still do what I want, but I also realize that there's a lot of people in my life, and puppets in my life. Well, I make decisions because of what matters to them too, right? Might not be the thing that I want to do right now, but maybe once in a while, doing something because it's important to somebody else, because they're important to you or me. Maybe that's the small things and the little change we want to see in the world around us. Well, I think it's time I go take another nap and wake up and try and do something that matters to me. Well, see y'all next time. Bye!